What's good? 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 Let's get it cracking.
I got a brand new show for y'all tonight. Just be ready. I'm building something. I hear a lot of people say that, I have a photographer that can capture the shot that I need. But when they see the images in which we have, it's almost like, why go anywhere else? When you want the right shot, come to the best. 5-Star Production.
What's good? What's going on? Hopefully everybody good. I gotta do something about this beard. It's looking too scraggly. I can't figure out whether I want the beard. I want to leave this and this. I don't know. I done tried it all, and I don't know if I got it right. I gotta get it right. I gotta get my life together anyway. Gotta get it right. All right, so I'm gonna let this tick down. Let a couple people get in there, and we can get it cracking. Let me see this on my screen. Thought that was on me. So we can get it cracking. We gonna talk about a whole lot of stuff. We can talk about everything. I just like to talk and run conversation. Sorry I went on a little late because I know people usually go to sleep early. Those of you who have to work, and those of you who don't have to work, and those of you who just older and want to go to bed at 8 o'clock. I'm just saying. Sometimes we as we get older, we up all during the night anyway. So I want to go in and talk about community. Talk about let me see. Talk about some things in general, just to make sure that we try to have our community on the same page. And sometimes we won't have our community on the same page, but we still have to have that discussion. At least I think so. I think so sometimes. That's just my opinion. And some of the things that I say, they are based on my opinion or based on something I've read or researched and found out. All right? So, yeah, just do what we do. All right. Let me see. Where we at on here? We're going to talk about community, family, and how do we make us better. Okay. First, let me get this out the way. I want to play this song. And this is a song that I did back in the early 90s. I used to do music, so I want y'all to bear with me. Listen to the lyrics.
Black by popular demand, I'm gonna stand and fight for what's right for my brother, man. This is war, even though I'm not a racist. I must do something so my kids won't have to face this. Teaching the classes, educating the masses. Words to be heard because they're kicking our asses. They ought to find something better to do instead of constantly fucking with the kick it up crew. Like changing the legislation, creating new occupation. Peace from nation to nation, joining the celebration. And leaving the dry bone, destroying the ozone.
I had
what they
bars
have
back
given,
then.
they ought to leave it alone. Praising man, yet denying the true gene. This is a problem, man, yes, it's forcing. You can tell it, you brother, by the way that they act or reacting when they attack. Because the crew is black by popular demand.
Black by
popular demand.
Black by
popular demand. Black by popular demand. I'm not a good Samaritan, I'm an Afro-American. Facing
hard times because my people were African. It's time for war, you know anything goes. No time to mingle as I produce the single. Let's talk a psycho babble, creating clones and laughs. My vocab is capital from those who need to be rehabbed. The light is shown, we've got a common crook. I took a look to see what's inside my black history book. Now the knowledge emerged and I'ma let it be heard. The enemy's aggravated and running scared. They call it espionage because the leaders at large, they can control the brother, so they'll sabotage. My name is on the most wanted list. I'm fighting for peace, I'm called a communist. Running me out of town, my knowledge is profound. My diction is muscle bound, the strength is my background.
Black pop, popular demand. Black pop, popular demand. Black pop, popular demand. Black pop, popular demand.
All right, so it's called Black by Popular Demand. Back then we were having discussions about what was going on in our community. And there were a lot of things going on in our community back in the 90s. It seems like we have not totally recovered from the 90s. I think we have not really totally advanced from the 90s. And that's just my opinion. That's my opinion. And this is a good segue into to talk about this. We are having the Proud Brothers of Iota Phi Theta. We are having a civil rights symposium. It's going down this Saturday, February 22nd. It would be very important that the community show up. When we first come up with the symposium, we had no idea that the presidency was going to go like it's going right now. And this is a good time to really talk about civil rights and how things are beginning to get ready to change. Things are getting ready to change and become what we would consider abnormal. What we would consider abnormal. Okay? So let me do a 2 screen on that one. What we would consider abnormal. Where is it at? We would consider shoot, no, I don't want to do that. We would consider some of the things that's going on abnormal. And to a certain degree, that is not good. We have a lot of brilliant and intelligent people within our community. And we have to use that to our advantage. That's just from my point of view. From my point of view. We have to use the community to our advantage. We have to use the community to our advantage. So that means that our resources that we have in our community, the brilliant people that we have in our community, the unity that we know we can have, because we always say, we some of the most unified people. We can come together when we get ready, and I want to see that happen. I really want to see that happen. Somewhere in there, we can make that happen. I think so. I think somewhere in there we can make that happen. I don't know for the people that's in the chat. Do you believe that we can make that happen? Do you think that we can one day, we can make an impact when it comes to the respect that we need as a community and as a group of people? I think that we can make an impact. I was looking at something today, and they was talking about some of the civil rights movement stuff, and we were when the bus boycott came, they pushed the issue of trying to make sure that we were able to ride on the front of the bus, when I didn't know that there was an offer put on the table to where some people who had some money and who had the means and the resources, black individuals, wanted to just start our own bus company. No, but they wanted to, I want to ride on their bus. They got air conditioning. The buses are manufactured by the same people. But they wanted to ride on the front of the bus or ride wherever they wanted to on the bus, when we were offered to create our own bus company. And we didn't. I think towards the end of King's life, he realized that was we were moving in the wrong direction. We should have just got back to the point where we were creating our own companies and our own resources, because we had the money. Sometimes they wouldn't let us put our monies in the bank. I heard a story about about Cadillac, and they said that the black community saved Cadillac because when the Great Depression happened, they were not allowing black people to put their money in the bank. So when the car manufacturers were going down, the blacks were the only ones that really had money, because the banks took a hit and there was no money in the bank. So the blacks, the only one, had money stashed and saved up because they couldn't put it nowhere. They couldn't put it in the banks, and they wind up allowing them to buy cars, and they said that's what saved the Cadillac. They say that's what saved Cadillac was the black community. We don't get any what I want to say. We don't get any recognition for that. We have done a lot in this country. There has been a lot of people who look like you and I that have done a lot in this country. We need to focus more on doing a lot for our community versus we're going to do a lot for everybody else but ourselves. We still, I think that just looking around, sometimes we are still in the impression stage. We are still trying to impress people when we shouldn't be trying to impress. I think we should be still concentrating on rebuilding our community. That's just my personal opinion. I'm not telling you we not supposed to get along with people, none of that. I'm just saying that we should be in the stage of trying to make our community better. And I know we got a whole lot of knuckleheads, but a lot of those knuckleheads we know, a lot of those knuckleheads are related to us. A lot of those people are our friends' children. So we have to focus on trying to make our community better, if it's possible. I think it's possible, but if it's possible, can we do that? We just need one nice little run. We need about a 10-year run. We need 6 months to make a financial impact in the United States. We need a, I don't know if it even takes 6 months. I will say 3 months. We need 1 quarter. We need 1 quarter where we make a big impact, because the money is set up. They need a boost every quarter, so that's why we have the holidays and the celebration almost every quarter to give the economy a boost. Okay, we just had New Year's and Valentine's Day. That pushes things to boost the economy. Then we're going to have Easter. Then after Easter, we're going to have 4th of July coming up. Then we're going to have Labor Day celebration. That's coming up. Then October, we have Halloween. That comes up. Then we have Thanksgiving. That's another push. And then the biggest one is Christmas. Christmas is a big push to boost the economy. So it's all designed for us to keep the economy going. Every quarter there's something going on. Maybe 2 things going on. I know I probably missed some holidays in there. But there's maybe 2 things going on each quarter. So we have to be mindful that we have the ability to take our economy and make people in our community wealthier than what they are. Because for the most part, okay, let me say this. We are minorities, or considered minorities. We are. Well, I don't like the word minority, but we are less in numbers. Just these are hypothetical scenarios. Hypothetically, if we are less in numbers versus other groups that have 216 million, supposedly 216 million, then of course we're not going to have as much. And then you got to think they've had a jump in the wealth. The wealth gap is big. Is a big difference. So we have to understand that they had a jump on us due to the free labor situation. But we're going to talk about that at the symposium. We're going to talk about a couple things at the symposium, because we want to make sure that we cover what's going on in society right now, because you have Social Security that's at risk. You have the union labor that's at risk. You have some of the financial public assistance that's at risk. The food stamp program is at risk. Child care program is at risk. We have a lot of things to talk about. We did not know that it was going to be like this, but this is the situation at hand. What do we do? what do? We can gripe and everything about who's in there right now and all of these things, but he's there already. We can't, and there's nothing. I mean, right now, from my vantage point, there's nothing that we can't do nothing about it. So we have to just continue to move forward. We have to continue to move forward. You know, maybe we've fallen off the horse and got too comfortable and thinking that we are equal. We are not equal. We are continuously shown that that we are not equal, and there's an advantage, and the people at the top usually will let you know where they stand. We cannot hold all the positions. Let's get that straight. We can't hold all the positions that are available. Yeah, there may be people that are not qualified for those positions, but we are qualified for a whole lot of stuff. And I keep trying not to say these things because it makes it seem like we are just so far behind the 8 ball, and we are not. We have educators, we have engineers, we have machinists, we have welders, we have carpenters. You know, in the professor realm, we have doctors, lawyers, judges. You know, people who are into marketing. We have people who are into computer science. We have people everywhere. We cannot cover everything, but we can cover everything that we qualify for. If that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, I have let me see. I put the link in the chat. And I needed somebody to come in and talk. But we can talk about the symposium that's about to happen this weekend. I'm gonna be rushing. I got 2 engagements that particular day, but I'm gonna have to pull the rabbit out the hat. You know, I gotta go and show homage to one of my partners, dear friends, that passed away out the blue. I have no idea how that happened, but it happened.
It's your boy, the Clap Kid, Tony Dutch. You're now tuned in to the 89 Blocks, mixtapes, and DVDs. Let's go. It's your boy.
So, however, we have to focus on what the situation is at hand. Let's make sure that Saturday, February the 22nd, that everybody who wants to show up, it's a free event. Everybody who wants to show up, show up. Please show up. I don't want to beg you, but show up. Show up. It's very important that you show up. So many people are having this conversation about what's going on with the presidency. Regardless of what we believe, or you believe, or I believe, regardless, we must understand that we it's like it's almost like and I never been in the military. It's almost like war. It's almost like war because when it comes to war, we have to, people get shot down, people get injured, and then you see the videos where they tell you go on without me, you know, because sometimes when people are injured, if we stay back, sometimes that holds us back. And the injured in this situation is the people who are mentally injured. People can be mentally injured. Little do you know, people can be mentally injured. Just in case you didn't know that. I'm just saying. Hopefully you are not mentally injured. But I want people to come out to the symposium. It's gonna be good. This is our first symposium, and I think it's gonna turn out great. My plan is to attempt to live stream it and make sure that the world can see it, because it'll go to both platforms. It'll go to Facebook and YouTube. If y'all want me to send it to LinkedIn, I can do Facebook and LinkedIn. But we still have to focus on the situation at hand, that we're getting ready to have some issues in our communities. And nobody's looking forward to saving us, because they consider us as the poor or the less fortunate. Nobody's coming to save us. It's just one of those things where we have to be prepared. And in my eyes, a lot of times we are never prepared. I don't know if that makes sense. Sometimes we just never prepared. 60s, not prepared. 70s was the come up, wasn't prepared. 80s was not prepared. Late 80s, early 90s, mid 90s, early 2000s, drug era. Not prepared. Couldn't recover. For some reason, we could not recover from the 90s. It's too far gone. I seen teachers. I seen railroad workers. I seen steel workers. I seen people who were actually prominent people in the community, in my community anyway. I seen the whole community go down. People lost houses, families. It was a whole mess. And we never recovered. We never made a big comeback when it comes to us as a community. We never really made a big comeback. That's why you heard me say before, when me and Brother Harper, or Mr. Harper, was talking. We talk about we lost the war. You go back and look at the remnants of the predominantly black community. We lost the war. Most of our communities lost the war. People say they'll talk about Atlanta, but Atlanta is a whole different situation. That economy down there is jumping. But in a city like East St. Louis, that's predominantly black folks, what is it doing? It could be jumping. We got the land. We need the investors. We need somebody to go and solicit companies to come and build there, and that's not happening. I don't know what the government or whoever runs the government is doing, but it's not happening for some reason. I don't know. For some strange reason, it's just not happening like it should be happening. We should be beyond that. We should have taken the vacant land and bought it up. That didn't happen. So this Saturday, we're having a civil rights symposium, and it would be greatly appreciated if you come out and support the brothers and make it happen. We got to make it happen. We're going to have Robin Carey Boyd. We're going to have Frank McCall there. We're going to have Senator Chris Belt is going to be in the building. And we're going to talk about civil rights and what's going on in our community right now. Some of the cuts that they making with the state, some of the cuts that they making with the federal government. Mr. Boyd should have most of that information. And yeah, it should be good. It should be good. Let me see. It should be good. So, make sure y'all share this live, and I want to make sure that people can understand what's going on in the community. Ms. Robin Carey Boyd is the East St. Louis NAACP president. Frank McCall he's a proud brother of Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Incorporated. He also he's a retired police officer that worked the Ferguson situation. So he's gonna talk about from a lawful standpoint on let me see. From a lawful standpoint, let me see. I gotta put that in there. Where we at? All right. From a lawful standpoint, he's gonna talk about some of the things that the young folks do when it comes to encounter with an officer. It's gonna get deep. We're gonna try our best to live stream it. Make sure that the people who don't show up can actually be a part of the audience. So I hate that I came on so late. That's my time. I did a hot 30 minutes, 20-minute workout, whatever you want to call it. I want to play one of my old songs just so you can understand where I was back in the, what's that? Let me see. That might have been early 90s. That was early 90s. I was taking my Pell Grant money and going to the studio. I'm sorry. I apologize for Pell Grant. All right. It's called Black by Popular Demand, y'all.
Black by popular demand, I'm gonna stand and fight for what's right for my brother, man. This is war, even though I'm not a racist. I must do something so my kids won't have to face this. Teaching the classes, educating the masses. Words to be heard because they're kicking our asses. They ought to find something better to do instead of constantly fucking with the kick it up crew. Like changing the legislation, creating new occupation. Peace from nation to nation, joining the celebration. And leaving a dry bone, destroying the ozone. What nature has given, they ought to leave it alone. praising man, yet denying the true king. This is a problem, man, yes, it's forcing. You can tell a true brother by the way that he act or reacting when they attack. Because the crew is back.
Black popular demand. Black popular demand. Black popular demand. Black popular demand. I'm not a good Samaritan, I'm an Afro-American. Facing hard times because my people were African. It's time for war, you know anything goes. No time to mingle as I produce the single. Let's talk a psycho babble, creating clones and laughs. My vocab is capital from those who need to be rehabbed. The light is shown, we've got a common crook. I took a look to see what's inside my black history book. Now the knowledge emerged and I'ma let it be heard. The enemy's aggravated and running scared. They call it espionage because the leaders at large. They can control the brother, so they're sabotage. My name is on the most wanted list. I'm fighting for peace, I'm called a communist. Running me out of town, my knowledge is profound. My diction is muscle bound, the strength is my background. Black popular demand. Black popular demand. Black popular demand. Black popular demand.
I am a work of art with the trademark of pure heart. The black is back, suckers on the whack attack. Games on are played out, the features are laid out. These suckers I read about, the statement is food for thought. Taking a licking and still trying to keep ticking, but now courage is weakened from being poverty stricken. Now this is bullshit, a man have to live like this. We're up against the fence, it's time to kill the nonsense all. On the field we have a hell of a time. Now I draw the line, I'm fighting for what's mine. I'm telling the truth, and it's causing pandemonium. I'm standing up high on a podium. They say that I'm wrong, and it's me that they're hating. I know it's true to you that all hate comes from Satan. Send the devil rebels where they belong in Hades. We're fighting civil war still in the 80s.
Black popular demand. Black popular demand. Black popular demand. Black popular demand. I'm standing with the raised fist. I'm not sitting. I told the suckers to stand back. I'll be damned if I'm quitting. Cause if I gotta go out, I'm going out on the last bout. Fighting for what's right and never leaving it down. Anyone who wants peace and want the life to be pure, this is a mission that seems to be obscure. Cause you're kicking back, relax, cold counting on luck. If you wait, it's too late, cause they're not giving a fuck. A Black Panther has answered with a knowledge enhancer. A problem solver who is as serious as cancer. Waiting on the silliest sucker to attack this, but they can never ever question my blackness. The story is told by a brother who's bold. The suckers are selling out, I can never be sold. You can tell a true brother by the way that he act or react when they attack. KIC is back. Black popular demand. Black popular demand. Black popular demand. Black popular demand.
Peace out. I'm gone. Danny Ferree and I'm up.